Well, now that we're done ripping off V for Vendetta, where does that leave us?
What? Ah!
Of course! Okay, so this whole Lelouch/Colin bullshit, where are they trying to go with this? It was only 2 episodes ago that you had her determinedly walk away from Lelouch, but now you throw some cheesy sitcom bullshit at us? Like this is supposed to be endearing or something? Because all I can think of is...
There are things a woman can do for that right.
Also, I don't know if you writers have figured it out yet, but you're writing Lelouch as a sociopath. He can't have normal feelings for people by definition. So crap like this isn't even interesting because I know it's not going anywhere. With Colin or any other woman. And especially not that Japanese kid, because even this show has limits.
I shall protect you in the future as well. Until the very end of time.
Hey, don't get ahead of me. Anyway, Indy is helping the Black Knights for some reason, but it's only mentioned this one time, even though it's plot critical. So, now that I've rooted you properly, let's get as lost as possible. Welcome to the Chinese Federation arc in all its confused, convoluted identity crisis. A key point to remember is that China has actually always helped the Japanese. Back in Season 1, it's mentioned that they supplied nightmares and weapons to the Black Knights, and that was well before Zero Geass the Eunuch, whenever that happened. But now they've also brought the Japanese on this exodus, putting themselves out considerably to get the Japanese off Britannian soil. So let's render all of that irrelevant, because what else are we gonna do?
What? A political marriage?
The bride-to-be is the Empress, icon of the Chinese Federation. I'm her good friend and she wants me to attend.
And the groom is to be the first prince of Britannia.
That one they call Odysseus.
I can't say for sure if the Empress is over the age of 12, but let's assume that regardless, the Japanese are perverts. We're talking about the Empress of a nation here, and she's also a child. They also go out of their way to make her look as uncomfortable as possible in every scene where she's sitting next to her future husband. But you could easily accomplish the same effect with a grown woman. Why the hell does she have to be a child? It's because a lot of Japanese people would probably be totally okay with an arranged marriage. But an arranged marriage with a child? Jeez, I mean, at least wait a year. But I'm assuming a lot here because no one ever makes mention of the fact that she's a child. The entire conversation is over whether or not a marriage based on political strategy is right instead of a marriage based on love. You know, it really speaks to where Japan is as a society that this is a discussion that actually has to be had. Should she marry for love or political power at the age of 12? That's the real question. But someone's gotta object to this shit. What about Suzaku? Come on, Mr. Straight Edge, stand and deliver.
Tell me, did the Empress willingly consent to this marriage?
That's what they said, so we can only take their word for it. Besides, this arrangement may be the path to peace.
True enough.
What? Hey, Suzaku. You still have functioning ocular cavities, right?
True enough.
Why don't you shift your gaze about 45 degrees and stare at this? Yeah, her face just screams consent, doesn't it? What a fucking moron. No wonder you suck at your job. So you're saying Lelouch isn't Zero? Well, that's what they say. Besides, there's nothing more reliable than word of mouth, right?
True enough.
Nope, can't be bothered to pay attention. Everybody out of the way, the plot's coming through. So naturally, there's only one way to follow that up.
It can't be. Nina!
Hey, so I heard Odysseus is marrying a chink. Tell that baby muncher I say hello. So, being that the wedding party was actually going somewhere, we cut as far away as possible to the backstory of Shin-Kei and the Empress. which contains a shocking amount of ignorance.
This man broke the law by trying to save the life of an inmate.
Yes, but I get brought medicine when I'm sick, and the person who brings it isn't punished.
There's no comparing that prisoner with you, Your Majesty.
Don't argue. The banquet will be starting soon. Do as Her Majesty commands.
If he's taken to face the law, he'll be executed.
But that's wrong! That's wrong! He was doing something good, so he shouldn't die because of it!
Well, you see...
Do you get it yet? The Chinese are a bunch of backwards fucking morons! Leave it to Japan to be so unabashedly racist. I mean, this portrayal of China is so jingoistic and silly that every line of dialogue might as well be ding dong, bing bong, ding dong. Am I supposed to take you seriously? Because your argument isn't very convincing. However, the backstory itself establishes why Shin-Kei is so fiercely loyal to the Empress and has gone so far out of his way to ensure her safety, including when he turned on the Black Knights. So it actually gives an interesting insight into his character. Not that they're gonna fuck that up too, but hey, at least it was something. Anyway, back at the wedding party, it's time for the plot to collapse again.
What? It's Zero. How dare he?
Who invited him here to a place like this?
He's a terrorist.
See, this is why the Chinese Federation story already doesn't work. Why the hell would the Britannians jump into bed with the country that has betrayed them twice and aided Zero against them? It would be like if Hitler proposed to the Queen of England after invading the UK and she said yes! Except this is actually worse because the Chinese Federation is currently harboring the Britannians' biggest national threat, the war criminal Zero. Why would you do this? Just why? So Millie's boobs offer support for Nina since they haven't seen their friend in so long, but, well, Nina will be Nina.
I hate women who have no depth to them. Princess Euphemia didn't abandon me. She was the only one who helped me. And I'll help you too.
Will you stop spouting pity for me? You always look down on me, acting like some self-appointed guardian while you swim in your own hypocrisy. I've changed. It's time you acknowledge that.
Oh yeah, you've definitely changed. You went from this...
Please let me kill Zero now. Let me avenge Princess Euphemia.
to this.
You always look down on me, acting like some self-appointed guardian while you swim in your own hypocrisy.
I've never seen such dramatic character development. Oh, and she still is a Japanese-hating racist. That part isn't a joke. So because it's not like the Japanese have been living on Chinese soil or anything, the eunuchs immediately order the execution of Zero. But just as the guards are about to turn him into Swiss cheese, Schneisel calls them off, ordering them to spare Zero. And the Chinese immediately go along with it, officially taking Britannian orders on their own soil. Then Zero plays chess with Schneisel. No! Fuck this! This is getting to the point of insanity. We're not going anywhere until I'm through with these idiots. Now, China. What the hell are you even thinking? Are you thinking? Why didn't you just go straight to Britannia and offer military aid against Zero in exchange for peace and this marriage or whatever? Why did you help a revolutionary leader abdicate jurisdiction along with 1 million of his followers and openly betray the country that you're trying to marry into? Especially if you're going to be so transparent about your ulterior motives and order his execution the first chance you get. And you, Britannia, what the fuck are you leaping headlong into a relationship for with a country that has outright betrayed you? And if your goal is to kill Zero, why is it your prince that's calling off the dogs? We aren't even a full episode into this thing and already nothing makes sense. So because the writers weren't failing at enough things already, they even botched the dramatic chess match between Lelouch and Schneisel by forgetting how to play chess.
You would do well not to underestimate the White King, my friend.
You wouldn't.
Checkmate.
But that means if Zero moves his king forward,
Then he'll capture...
Prince Schnizel's king.
No he fucking won't, because that's an illegal move. Anyone who knows the basic rules of chess knows that a player can't move his king into check because when that player's turn ends, it results in an automatic checkmate. But not only is Schneisel moving into check by the king, he's also checked by the pawn right next to it. So all this high drama is immediately rendered silly when you realize that Schneisel is so comically bad at chess that he would intentionally allow his king to be captured by a pawn. which isn't even a legal move in the first place. So Lelouch, established chess master, also can't figure out this obviously stupid shit. But that doesn't matter because his pretentious inner monologue is interrupted by more hilarity.
Zero! Princess Euphemia will be avenged!
What was it you said before?
I've changed!
Oh yeah, total bullshit, that's what I thought.
Stop it, Nina! Drop the knife!
Ah! Why are you stopping me? You of all people should understand since you were Princess Euphemia's knight! Zero killed her, but you...
This is just another tragedy that Zero has caused.
No. This is an unhealthy obsession that a psychologically unstable girl has with a dead woman. If you want to help her, maybe you should get her to a trained psychologist. But then again, if you can't be bothered to stop Zero, I'm guessing you don't have time for her either. You should probably get back to that garden. I'm sure it needs more tending. So Schneisel tells Zero not to come to the wedding, and we awkwardly transition to the wedding itself via lazy montage until Shin-Kei decides enough is enough.
In the name of my fellow countrymen, I challenge the legality of this wedding! Hold it back! It's strange. As much as I pray to save my starving people, I can only think about Her Majesty's welfare.
Really? You're telling me you came to rescue her because you care for her well-being? Can you just shut up and fight already?
This is a terrible situation.
Of course. Why not? So because no one but Zero is allowed to do a damn thing in this show, he swoops in to kidnap the Empress and, oh hey, Crispin Freeman. Yes, Jeremiah Gottwald is still alive. I guess being buried on the bottom of the ocean was just a minor inconvenience for him too. But I don't know what I expected. I mean, if they're too lazy to Google fucking chess rules, then what is too stupid anymore?
What is truth?
What is love? Well, we got a lot more of this shit to slog through, so until next time, stay sane, Internet. Maybe it'll rub off on me.
Let it all